Hi everyone, welcome back to Cheese and Turtles. My name's Imogen. In today's video, I'm sharing how to make the best out of bad situations. We've all been in them, nobody likes them, but you can use them to your advantage. If you are not already subscribed, be sure to do that. Give this video a thumbs up, follow me on Instagram, and let's get into the video. So the first thing that I want to talk about is that you need to understand what went wrong, okay? If you're in a bad situation, there is an almost certain chance that something went wrong, okay? So bad situations don't happen without something going wrong. So what happened? What went wrong? Okay? Because once you understand what went wrong, you can learn from it. And that's going to be, I'm going to talk about that more in a minute, but it's really important to kind of go back to basics, figure out the root cause, and just understand, why are you in this situation? Okay? You know, like, have you ever seen Sonic the Hedgehog? I promise this is irrelevant. Okay, if you've ever seen Sonic the Hedgehog movie, you will know that the movie starts with kind of like this chase scene. He's being chased by like the bad guy in the movie, and then they do like a freeze frame. And they're like, this is me. You're probably wondering how I got into this situation. Okay, so you need to do a freeze frame and rewind it and understand how you got into this situation, okay? So be like Sonic the Hedgehog and understand what went wrong for you to have ended up in this bad situation that you don't want to be in, okay? Understand what went wrong. And if you can kind of unpick it and get back to the root cause, then you are armed with knowledge, which is very valuable for the thing I'm about to tell you to do, which is to make notes on learning points, okay? So we have figured out how we ended up in this situation and we know why it happened. So what can we learn, okay? Because we don't want to be in this situation again. It sucks, right? It's a bad situation. If it wasn't a bad situation, you wouldn't be here. So make notes on learning points. How do we stop this happening again? Because if this happens again, we haven't learned anything, okay? Especially if this bad situation was kind of in our control. Especially like if you had something to do with like contributing to it, maybe you made a mistake, and you know, it's fine. Like, no shade, everyone makes mistakes. I do too. That's how do you think I learned all the things I'm telling you in this video? I've screwed up all the time. Anyway, make notes on learning points. The next thing that I want you to do is use the situation to build resilience, okay? What's done is done. The situation is what it is, and yeah, you can learn from it, but another thing that you can do is also to use it to build resilience. Now, I don't recommend trying to get yourself into bad situations just to become a more resilient person, because it can also give you trauma, and I don't recommend having trauma, and certainly not going after it on purpose. But if you are already in the bad situation, then you can use it to build resilience, okay? You've survived 100% of your bad days, and you are going to survive this one. You are going to survive this bad situation. I don't care what it is, you are going to survive it, and you're going to be fine, and you're going to come out of it on the other side, and you will be tougher than this situation, okay? So use the situation to build resilience, especially once you've been through something. It doesn't scare you as much anymore. So even if this situation comes back at some point, and it shouldn't do because we made notes on learning points, but even if it does, like maybe it's outside of your control and it comes back at some point, it's not going to scare you the same the second time round, okay? It's not going to have the sort of like the same fresh horror that it did the first time, because you've faced it before, you've seen it, okay? You know the saying, better the devil you know than the devil you don't. This is now a devil you know, okay? So look at it and just be like, I've seen you before, okay? You don't scare me. The next thing that I want you to do is to practice standing up for yourself, okay? Sometimes when we're in a bad situation, and I'm not throwing shade at humanity here, but usually it involves another person, okay? People kind of suck, and I say that as, you know, a person. Practice standing up for yourself. It's really, really helpful, and also it kind of earns you respect. Now, I'm not saying that respect should have to be earned. Like, I think people should be respectful towards each other as a matter of course, because that's what we owe each other as individuals, as human beings, but practice standing up for yourself. Sometimes people need to be made aware that you are not a pushover, you are not a doormat, you are not going to take disrespect lying down, okay? So practice standing up for yourself and practice speaking out. I want you to use your voice, okay? Because your voice is something that's very valuable and it's yours, and you deserve to be heard and you deserve to be respected, okay? So practice standing up for yourself as much as you can. And finally, use the bad situation as motivation, okay? Every time I've been in a bad situation, I have been able to make notes on learning points. Well, 99, okay. There have been some bad situations which weren't my fault and which were pure trauma inflicted on me as an innocent bystander or, you know, victim. Anyway, we're not going to talk about those. Most of the time, I've been able to make notes on the situation and use that as motivation to get myself out of the situation, make sure it doesn't happen again. And to be honest, sometimes even when things weren't my fault, I was able to see that, like, the kind of environment I was in was like allowing this stuff to happen. So I was able to like use that as motivation to really work on my own independence and get myself out of that environment, to like really cut off the possibility that that kind of thing could ever happen again. Okay, so use it as motivation to improve your life and to get yourself into a better situation. Okay, I'm not saying it's your fault, but I'm saying that there are things you can do to make sure that this bad situation doesn't reoccur. Alright, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're not already subscribed, be sure to do that, give this video a thumbs up, follow me on Instagram. I will see you next time. Okay, bye!